On the low, but you know that you're feeling it.
Peace. So whether it's something you care about or are concerned with, the whole world has been talking about the Israel-Gaza war, which has been ongoing for some years between the Israelis and the Palestinians. It was exacerbated recently by the brutal massacre by Hamas on October the 7th, which really pushed the war to the position where we see things now. So a lot of people have mixed views on it. Some people are pro-Palestinian, some people are pro-Hamas, others are pro-Israel and feel as though Israel have the right to defend itself and dismantle Hamas. Now, many people have chimed in from the States, one person being Hughley, who in a recent interview spoke about his disdain, or I guess his upset with DJ Khaled, who is a Palestinian, apparently born in Palestine and moved to the US, I believe a Palestinian Arab. So Hughley has spoke out on DJ Khaled being silenced in regards to these happenings. So let's hear what he had to say. Then we're going to chime back in.
I don't have any problem with any man who's been very successful enjoying himself. But you have to, and I don't know what's in somebody's heart. I do know what's on their post. I don't know what's in your head. I know what's on your timeline. So I'll see you exalting God when you make a shot, right? But I'll watch a 7-year-old Palestinian boy who is praying to God for the strength to bear that his family had been killed. I'll watch you pray to not hit a bunker. And then I will watch a Palestinian family pray that they can find one. We are all people, and everybody can do what they can do. But when I watch you have grown men carry you so you don't fuck up your Jordans, we're used to Palestinians being carried. They're just not alive. They're dead. And they don't have shoes. They don't even have feet. And so, to me, you have gone from DJ Khaled to DJ CALLOUS. You cannot be so oblivious that you forget that the images that you are portraying have an equal and opposite effect. And what it tells people is that somebody that looks like them doesn't care. Why should you? I don't begrudge anybody from enjoying the accoutrements of success. But you cannot blindly, you have people, your chef cooking you a meal and people are dying. It seems willfully obtuse. It seems willfully obtuse. You can't tell me that you don't understand the impact and import. Do you know how things change? Because people see somebody do something that they respect to do something. The only reason black and brown people exist and people listen to us because we can run, jump, sing, or dance.
Or make people laugh.
Even us, we're a different thing. I think but the people that have moved the needle have been through music and athletics.
Yeah, it's a very interesting family. Some very choice words from Hughley towards DJ Khaled. What do you guys think? Do you agree or do you disagree? Let me know thoughts in the comments. I think he made some good points, especially when he spoke about the recent picture that Khaled put up that he got a lot of backlash for, having two black men carry him into a show because he didn't want to dirty his Jordans. And he could have wore sandals or anything. But some people took it as it was like a Islamic sign of servitude. And we've heard about the Arab slave trade and stuff. And he was treating the black staff like dhimmis. Others say it was on the staff, for them to do it. They could have chose not to do it. They could have said, hey, put on a different pair of sneakers or wear some sandals or have some pride. But so I agree with him bringing that up. But in contrast with a lot of the stuff he was saying, yes, Khaled should have a voice on the issue. Just even speaking about it, I don't believe he's ever said anything publicly as such. DJ Vlad did call him out in the past about it before, also about him and Drake actually being quite silent, because he said you got Khaled, who's probably one of the most famous Palestinians in the world at present time, and then you've got Drake, who's one of the most famous, I can't really call him an Israeli, but Jewish, he's of the Jewish strand. So what do you guys think in regards to what Hughley had to say? Like I said, I don't agree with everything he says politically and the stance that he takes, which seems quite anti-Israel. There are a lot of atrocities that are happening, but he seems to kind of just paint Palestinians somewhat as a victim, not mentioning the Israeli hostages and victims. On the contrary to that, surprisingly, Chrisean has caught backlash for her statements in regards to the Israel-Gaza war. Now, I don't particularly know too much about Miss Rock. I've always seen her in the media more so for her relationship with Blueface, which seems like quite a tumultuous one, and she's often painted as being quite silly and stuff, or just, you know. So I was actually quite surprised because in the video that she's getting backlash about, she spoke out on a few things which was very surprising to me. But I want to let you guys check it out, and then I want to weigh back in.
They don't believe in Jesus, so that's why it's happening right there. Like all them people that's bowing down with them carpets that's on the floor, they bowing down to a God that said to worship His Son, to accept His Son first. So, and then they making big palaces of it, like, you know, like they really standing and sticking behind it, like they made laws about their religion. So I'm kind of like, where Jesus was born at, they over there believing something that's totally have nothing to do with Him, right? Or
Yeah.
no? Because like I seen videos where they pray at is cockroaches and infested with, like, so what is God trying to tell us? That's what I want to know from this whole situation. Like, well, what is the message behind the chaos? Like, yeah, we know war to war, but it's like, okay, things always happen for a reason, and it's happening. What is the reason behind it? Not the economic, the political reason. I want to know the spiritual reason behind it. Like, then he said, girl, it's the same God. No, Jesus is different. Like, Jesus is the Messiah. Jesus is the Son of God. Jesus is the representation of God. And then God told us if we don't accept His Son, we don't receive anything out of it. So us praying to Allah, God, it's kind of like pointless if you don't receive Jesus. That's basically what's written in the Word in so many words. So I just feel like where the place was Jesus born at. Like, what do y'all think? You think I'm like off or what?
Yeah, so there you go. Surprising words. I actually definitely, agree with a lot of the stuff that she said on here. Despite her face tattoo, which I think is a bit much, but that's her own personal choice, and some of her reported actions, she actually came off on this a lot smarter than people gave her credit for. I don't understand why she's getting so much backlash because, she's obviously a follower of Christ. You see her with Jesus, well, not Jesus, you see her with a cross chain. And from what she's saying, she is drawing the distinction between the Muslim God and the Christian / the Judeo-Christian God. So, not everybody's going to believe from that aspect. And, she's sort of coming from the level of, I guess, study that she's come from and what she knows. But as we know, opinions often differ. We just hope people would be able to be respectful. This was something we posted on social media saying that there will be a reaction video coming. A UK rapper by the name of Genesis Elijah, who some of you guys might be familiar with, have actually platformed him on this with an interview which you guys can check out. And he came in the comments and he said, who's the fool, her for speaking or the fool for listening? So, we merely asked him the question, are you inferring that I'm a fool? And he went on to leave some pretty stale words in a voice message, which I want to play for you guys. Let me know if you think this was a bit dramatic or over the top. I mean, he didn't address the question, but he asked him if he wanted to come out and debate and stuff, but he had some egregious words towards Chrisean, saying that she doesn't have the right to an opinion. So, check this out.
Bro, she was chatting shit. She was saying that Palestinians don't worship Jesus. Neither do Jews. Fuck are we talking about? Why the fuck are we even allowing people who can't even look after their own fucking lives to talk about shit they know nothing about? When did she become a biblical scholar? Like, she's not talking any sense. And it can't just be anyone can just say anything. That's the problem. We allow people to talk. You shouldn't be talking. You can't just say shit. Like, if it isn't the truth, why the fuck are we even... Yo. The fact this person can even have an opinion on these issues is wild. Absolutely wild.
Yeah, so there you go, guys. You heard some of that yourselves. We did try to reach back out to Genesis Elijah to see if he wanted to reiterate or maybe explain some of his comments further, but he did the whole random blocking thing, which we thought was quite juvenile. But, you know, what do you guys think? I mean, personally, I feel she had the right to an opinion. She didn't say anything I felt was too outlandish. She was actually asking questions. Now, I believe he's living a, you know, fairly decent life, probably married, kids and that sort of stuff. So judging her for not having her situation straight, you know, I don't think that's a good thing to do, because she's speaking on this issue, and I understand tensions run high, but you know, when we post stuff about white supremacy or what's happening in other places, some of these people, they aren't as passionate. It just seems that they're very, perhaps anti-Semitic or have an issue with Israel, which is a shame. But I mean, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts on this. Do you think he overreacted? Is he being a bit too much of a lefty? Another person who chimed in was Mr. Serv-On from No Limit Records. He had some choice words to say about Chrisean. Now let's check it out and then we'll do some commentary. So Mr. Serv-On took to the comments on Instagram, and he was a bit more respectful than where she came from. So Mr. Serv-On said, I respect anyone's opinion, but she speaks about God, but she fights over females, have relations on video, and put it out, dressed half naked, had a baby out of wedlock, and the list go on. But in her defense, she is young and ill-informed of life, and judging someone else's God and faith, you better live by your God's ways. So there we see words from Mr. Serv-On. I don't think she disparaged the plight of the Palestinian people or anything. And you know, my whole thing is everybody's got a right to an opinion, and I just think it can become very dangerous when people start putting other people down based on their own personal thoughts on them. Like saying, you know, they've done this or they've done that, or they haven't done this or they haven't done that. And, you know, they use that to levy their own opinion like it somehow negates the other person's opinion or right to have it. I believe we ain't always got to agree, you know, and sometimes that's the whole point of having discourse and conversation, so that we can learn. But when we're ready to condemn what another person has to say just because it makes us feel a certain type of way about it, it can make us actually the one that's being ignorant. Especially, you know, due to the fact that everybody has flaws, you know, nobody's perfect. And a lot of the times people who try and moralize the most to say, oh, well, this person's doing this person's doing that. It could be fingers pointed at them for different things at the same time too. So that's something that we always got to consider and think about. Moreover, she didn't appear to take any sides to me. She was just calling it how she sees it. And she was also asking people to correct her or give her information on what they feel. So, you know, definitely shouts out to both these guys using their voices. I know a lot of people feel that Black Americans or blacks in the diaspora should really just stay out and leave it to these guys to just figure things out. But ultimately, it's a war that affects everybody at the same time. And at the same token, if you guys want to hear more socio-political and geopolitical conversation, do head over to the DOA TBM channel on YouTube. That's DOA TBM, Diver Type Black Map, where the content is more so curated towards these issues as such. So we definitely want to encourage everybody to stay positive where they can. Do your own research. Don't just follow what these protesters are saying. You know, some of them are being paid to put out a particular message. So do your own research. Take your own stance. Obviously, we condemn war and killing on all fronts. Albeit sometimes in society it can be just a necessary thing. What happens, even in the scriptures, it says a time for war, time for peace, so on and so forth. But we continue to pray for the peace of those affected in the Middle East and for the peace of Jerusalem.
On the low, but you know that you're feeling it. On the low, but you know that you're feeling it. On the low, but you know that you're feeling it. On the low, but you know that you're feeling it.